Hello everybody and welcome to our Palworld Survival Guide. We have another Paldeck highlight episode today, and since we're going down the line, last time was Kativa, so today is Chikipi, which of course, all these kind of like bottom rung pals, but hey, we gotta get through them. They have like their redeeming qualities, I would say. Chikipi, like one. That's like it's good for one thing. But let's just get into it. So Chikipi, we'll go to our pal deck here just to get some of its quick stats. It is a neutral type of a pal, which means that it is uh, weak against dark types, so dark types are strong against them, and they're not like really strong against anything. Like they're not, nothing is vulnerable to them. So they basically do like a bunch of basic damage to all pals except the dark type, obviously. So they're kind of like in a way good for a fight because at least nothing is like doing extra damage to them. But you're also not doing extra damage to those guys either, so it kind of balances out really. And then obviously their pal deck number 3. So their work skills, they have 2 work skills. They have a level 1 in gathering and a level 1 in farming, which means basically they kind of help out with your plantations here. They will help throughout, or they'll help gather like the harvested items, and then they'll gather it up for you really. And so that's kind of like what they are, and it makes sense because they're a farming animal. Now, if you want to destroy these guys, which I don't blame you, because it's kind of like really their purpose if you think about it, they have 2 primary drops: the eggs and the Chikipi poultry, which is basically like a food item that you can make with their poultry. And since it's better than like just basic berries, I don't blame you at all if you want to like go where these guys spawn and then just like destroy all of them and get a bunch of poultry, because it's a very good way to get a lot of it and feed you or your pals very well. So that's kind of their meat. Let's be honest, they're like the food supply. Let's talk about their partner skill. So these guys have a partner skill called Egg Layer, and our buddy is over here doing his thing. I think he's stuck actually, of course. Oh, there you go. And that means that over time, if they are assigned to a ranch, which this guy is, he will drop an egg. And I love having at least one Chikipi out giving me these eggs, because eggs are required for a number of like cooking recipes. For example, you need them to make cake, and cake is a very important food item since it lets you breed in the game. But it has like other things that it uses that uses eggs as well, like our omelet here, obviously, and fried eggs and all that. So it's used in a lot of different cooking recipes, and all those cooking recipes tend to be just a tiny bit better than your berries. So when you have better food available for your pals, it's going to satisfy their hunger faster, which means they're going to be more productive. do you need help here, little guy? I feel like you need some help. Let's get you over here. So that's kind of what their purpose is just give you like some basic food. Basically, are you really just going to go back there? Oh my goodness, pals, am I right? And but that's not bad, especially in the early game, because you don't really have like a lot of food coming in. You have maybe some berries, but having some eggs that are reliably coming in, that's decent. You don't have to worry about food really, and like better food. Like fried egg is a little bit better than just your basic berries. So that's great, and you can get them in a pretty decent supply. Like this guy does lay eggs pretty gosh darn a lot, throughout the day. So that's their partner skill. They are egg layers. Now, because of that, I think the best use for these guys is definitely just kind of chilling at your base in the ranch, giving you that food. They are not animals or pals that you would take out in a fight. Let's just say that. They are not meant for that. They are just meant for food supply, and that's really their purpose. Now, if you want to breed, I guess, Chikipis, maybe you want to get one that's like really like good at laying its eggs or whatever. Whatever the reason you have. It's pretty easy because all you need is another Chikipi. So the only breeding combination for Chikipi is Chikipi plus Chikipi. That's it. So just get 2, get a male and female, you're set to go. Which I just feel like it's because this particular pal really only has like one single purpose that that's it. why waste all these other pals just to get a Chikipi, right? Now the last part here, the spawn location. If we go back to you, my friend, we can see that the Chikipi spawns basically in all of the starting areas, as well as up here, which I think is also, this is technically like a starting area, or not, I don't know, whatever. But I mean, all of these starting areas here, like, I think there's a very good chance even that a Chikipi might be one of the first pals that you kind of run into when you start the game for the first time. So he's hanging out there. There's usually a few of them. They usually tend to spawn in like pairs or so. So very good chance to just find a bunch of them over in that area if you want to, like, you know, get your poultry levels. Your levels, your supply up, or if you just want one for eggs, whatever. But that is the Chikipi. I don't want to say it's useless because its eggs are very helpful, but that's really its only thing. So there you go, the Chikipi. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.